Were I so tall to reach the pole or grasp the ocean with my span, I must be measured by my soul, the mind's the standard of the man. These were the words of the great hymn writer, theologian and logician Sir Isaac Watts to Queen Anne of England when they met for the very first time. The story says that Queen Anne, who was so desirous to meet the great hymn writer, got so startled by his little physique to the extent that she exclaimed, "Is this the great little Dr. Watts?" The above was the instantaneous yet poetic reply Dr. Watts gave to the Queen without embarrassment. In this lyrical reply of Isaac Watts, we see a statement with so much profundity and truth. The true measure of a person is not his stature, his skin color, his beauty, his dressing, his tribe or family tree, his alma mater, yes, not even his wealth or position, but the quality of his mind and his mindset. Unfortunately, in these contemporary times, the above elements have been misapplied to be the true standard or measure of a person. The ultimate book affirms the words of Dr. Watts in Proverbs 23:7, where King Solomon wrote, "For as a man thinks in his heart, or in his mind, so is he." Also, in Proverbs 4 verse 23 he said, "Be careful what you think in your mind because your thoughts run your life." It's worth noting that the Bible often figuratively alludes the mind to the heart, the most vital organ as far as living and staying alive is concerned. This probably highlights the utmost importance of the mind in the life of a person. George Bernard Shaw, the Irish playwright and winner of the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1925, was right when he said, "Those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything." Of course, if you can't change your mind, you can't change anything about life. You must be willing to change your mind if you want to improve the quality of your life. Joyce Meyer, an American author and speaker, compared the mind to the life of a person when she wrote, "You cannot have a positive life and a negative mind." Wayne Dyer also wrote, "What we think determines what happens to us, so if we want to change our lives, we need to stretch our minds." All throughout history, volumes have been written about the mind and the power of the mind, from preachers and philosophers to motivational speakers, from psychologists to entrepreneurs and politicians. A lot has been said and written about the mind. Napoleon Hill is famously quoted as saying, "You either control your mind or it controls you." An anonymous writer also wrote, "Your strongest muscle and worst enemy is your mind. Train it well." Now you may be asking at this point, what really is the mind? Why is it being alluded to a muscle? How could it be our worst enemy? How does it control a person? Is the mind the same as the brain, or does it refer to something else? Let us find the answers. The mind is often thought to be synonymous to the brain by many, but it actually isn't. The brain is the physical, tangible anatomical organ of soft nervous tissue contained in the skull of vertebrates, functioning as the coordinating center of sensation and intellectual and nervous activity. The mind can, however, be thought of as the intangible product of the brain's activity. The mind can better be defined as the complex set of mental phenomena as a result of the functioning of the brain. These mental phenomena include thought, imagination, will, sensation, emotions, desire, experience, among others. There are many philosophical paradigms on the relationship between the brain and the body, some claiming independence of the two, while others claim synonymity of the two. However, there's been enough scientific evidence that the mind is directly dependent on the brain, but not the same as it. These relations have been observed in clinical and experimental trials on the effect of certain drug and chemical substances on the brain cells, and consequently the actions and behavior of people. Various studies on the impact of traumatic brain injuries on the behavior and thought processes of people have also established the fact that there is a direct correlation between the physical human brain and the abstract concept of the mind. We can therefore safely say that how healthy a person's brain is can, to a particular extent, determine how good their mind will be. There's also a direct connection between the mind and the rest of the human body. This is because these complex set of mental phenomena, including thought, imagination, will, sensation, emotions, desire, experience, and so on, tell the rest of the body what to do at any point in time. Ellen White, one of the greatest Christian education writers of all time, affirms this in the following quotes. "The brain is the organ and instrument of the mind and controls the whole body. In order for the other parts of the system to be healthy, the brain must be healthy." Manuscript 24, 1900. She also wrote back in the year 1872 that every organ of the body was made to be servant to the mind. The mind is the capital of the body. Testimonies for the Church, Volume 3, page 136. Amazing. Listen to this one also. "The mind controls the whole man. All our actions, good or bad, have their source in the mind." Fundamentals of Christian Education, page 426. The mind is so important that on it greatly depends one's successes and failures. Every young person who wants to be a true changemaker influencing others for good must start from setting their minds right. Parents who wish to raise children for greatness in the Lord and greatness in the world must begin with the deliberate molding of their minds. Join me in the next episode of Godly Young Minds as we look at part 2 on our study on the mind, Hope in Divine Pliability. Before you watch the next episode, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Also like, share and recommend these episodes to your friends, family, and youth groups.